Hi guys, and today I'm going to talk about new book releases in May. I did talk about some of the books that are going to be released in May in my spring book list, and I'll go ahead and link that down below, but some of those may not have made my new book list in May. I always tried to keep it around 6-ish. I have no idea why. I used to do 10 and it was like too many books, and now I'm kind of in the middle. I think I'm at 7. No, I'm at 7 today. So there's a ton of chick lit that's released in May. A lot of books are released in May. I did 2 like historical fiction pieces, 1 nonfiction, and then the rest are like YA or chick lit basically. So let's get started. Let's actually just start with the nonfiction piece. So the nonfiction book I picked this month was Becoming Dr. Seuss by Brian J. Jonas, and it comes out May 7th. So this one really doesn't need any explanation. It is a biography on Dr. Seuss. It sounded interesting. I love Dr. Seuss. He's one of the best authors of our like living generation, and I'm excited to read about him and absolutely love his work. Absolutely love his work. So that one sounds really good, and I'm excited for that one. Book number 2 is A Bend in the Stars by Rachel Barenbaum. And this comes out May 14th. This one is a historical fiction piece, but it's not based on actual history. Well, it's based on actual history, but the people in it are completely fictitious, and the storyline is completely fictitious, but they're like the historical events are backing it up. It's like the start of World War I set in Russia, and it is about a girl named Miri and her brother Vanya. I don't know how to say the name. And their parents died fleeing from Russia, and they like drowned in the ocean trying to get to America, and they're kind of left alone. They're both brilliant people. Her brother is like a physicist, I believe, and she is studying to be one of the first female surgeons in Russia. And then they have a babushka, I don't know how to say it, babushka, their grandmother. Their grandmother takes them in and helps them become more aware of their surroundings, and she teaches them how to kill and how to fight. And at one point Vanya's fiance and her brother go missing, and so she's got to figure out a way to track them down, and I think that's the adventure part of the story. And this one sounded good. I liked the World War I basis in it, and it sounded like a completely different historical novel than I've ever read, because it's like on the outskirts of Russia, I believe, so it was a little different as well in that, and I thought it sounded really interesting, which also leads me into book number 3, The Song of Jade Lily by Kirstie Manning, and it comes out May 14th. So this one I simply picked because there were a few different historical novels, but this one was unique as far as the storyline went, and it just sounded really good. So this one is about Jewish people fleeing Shanghai, which I have never read anything about that, and so it sounded intriguing. It is about 2 best friends, Ali and Romy, and they are fleeing Shanghai, and then it's also a past present. So that is the start of 1939, and then also there's a setting start in 2016 about Alexandra. Alexandra is one of theirs granddaughter, and she is leaving London heartbroken, going back to Australia to see her grandparents, and her grandparents end up passing away, and then she's starting to uncover their past and what they did in Shanghai and what they did to get out of Shanghai to leave. So this one sounded really interesting as well. I often like past present ones because it kind of connects it more to today sometimes, but I like that story. I like to find out where people went and like what happened in generations after. So I always like those, and this one was unique. I haven't read anything about this. Most of the time I always read World War II stuff. It's always like set in France or Germany or Poland or something like that. So this one sounded really good, and I'm excited about it too. So let's move on and get more into the YA romances and the chick lit and all that. So book number 3 is Finale by Stephanie Garber. This comes out May 7th, and there are a ton of books coming out May 7th. This is the Caraval series number 3, and I am so excited for it. I think I read Caraval and I wasn't like super impressed, but then I read the next one, Legendary, and I really liked it, and the more I sat on Caraval, I liked it more and more. So like the more I think about it nowadays, I'm excited about it. So I think the setting leaves off about like 2 months later. So I think it starts out like 2 months ago, Tella saw Legend become like the emperor or take over this empire. And then Scarlet's story, which was the original story in Caraval, and Tella's story is just leaving off from Legendary. Scarlet is, I think she is setting up a game between the old Count Nicholas and Julian, her fiance, or was her fiance, a game between them to see which one will become her fiance, and I think they have to compete in some way. So it's another competing game, even though Caraval is over, and that's all Caraval was like about competing for things and mystery and magic and all that. But this one is a new set of rules, I think, and I believe, and we'll see where she takes it. I'm excited. I think this is the final book. And so yeah, I'm highly anticipating that one. Number 4 is the With Fire on High by Elizabeth Aceto, and it comes out May 7th. So I did talk about this one in my spring release, so I'll just touch on it. It is about a high schooler named Imoni, and she has a 2-year-old daughter, I believe, and she lives with her grandma or her abuela, and she doesn't know where she wants to go in life, and she ends up taking this cooking class, and I'm guessing absolutely loves it. And there's a lot of food talk and a lot of cooking talk, and it's gotten really good reviews, so I'm excited to read it. I love things about food. Probably make me hungry anytime food is mentioned in books, so I'm always like end up hungry. I end up eating like way too much chocolate every time I read Harry Potter. I feel like Harry Potter talks about tea and chocolate a ton, but I'm excited for it still the same. Book number 5 is The Bride Test, which I do believe I mentioned this. I don't know if I did or not, but The Bride Test is by Helen Huang, and it comes out May 7th. And this is the second one from her, and it is another autistic story once again. So this autistic story follows Kai, and he is a very successful business person, kind of similar to her last book. The start of it, but then it kind of veers off very quickly. Her mother visits Vietnam and has taken it upon herself to arrange a marriage for her son, because her son is just not moving on in the world and setting it up himself, I guess. And she meets a lady, I believe, who is a single mom working in a hotel, and the lady, Esme, it sees this as an opportunity to get out of the situation she's in and to move to America. And then Esme's challenge is when she gets there, she's using all these tricks to make him fall in love. And of course, all the tricks are working on himself. And Kai is, I don't know if he's oblivious to it, or I don't remember what they used to describe him, but he is not falling for it in the end. And that's the whole twist in the end, I'm guessing, but we'll see. I'm excited for this one. I did love her first book, and I'm excited for the second one. Book number 7 is Pride and Prejudice and Other Flavors by Sonali Dev, and it comes out May 7th. And let me just read you guys this quote. It says, "It is a truth universally acknowledged that only in an overachieving Indian American family can a genius daughter be considered a black sheep." And honestly, with that quote, the book had me. I will read anything about Pride and Prejudice, even if it is a badly reviewed book. But with that quote, I was like, yes, I will read you. And it sounds fun and it sounds fascinating. And I believe they're both highly achieving once again, because Elizabeth and Darcy were kind of highly achieving characters, but I think Trisha is the main, I think she's the Elizabeth equivalent, and she is a surgeon, and the Darcy character is named DJ, and he is an up-and-coming chef, and they butt heads, of course, and it is another story about Pride and Prejudice. But yeah, those are all my new books released in May, and I'm excited for all of them. And let me know which ones you guys are excited for down below. There are so many. It was so hard to whittle down this month, but I did, and because you can't read every book in the world, and my TBR file is already huge. But yeah, let me know down below what you're excited for, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!